Warhammer 40k has been getting a whole bunch of new video game news recently. Here's all the games that we know are coming in 2026 and beyond. Starting off with strategy games, the Dawn of War series is getting its 4th installation after almost a decade with no new games. Dawn of War 4 will have you return to Cronus as the Blood Ravens, this time aided by the Dark Angels, and there's even some evidence that Lionel Johnson will make an appearance. So far the feedback on the graphics and gameplay has been pretty decent, and King Art Games has locked it in for a 2026 release. Moving out to more of a grand strategy game, Creative Assembly has announced their latest Total War game, Warhammer 40,000. This will have you command entire campaigns from the perspective of the Xenos or Imperials, with both extensive campaign and battlefield mechanics, as well as a whole new destruction engine. So far Sega hasn't put out any release date, though it's probably safe to assume it'll be late 2026 or 2027 at the latest. Moving on to the RPG side of things, Owlcat Games has announced Warhammer 40,000 Dark Heresy. We've been getting more trailers of this recently, and it's basically just Rogue Trader 2, though in this game you'll be controlling an Inquisitor instead, which will lead to the game's central narrative and mechanics centering around an investigation. The release date is also not locked in, though they have announced the game will enter into closed alpha testing soon, which you can sign up for on their website. Finally, we have the mythical Warhammer Space Marine 3. This one's a little interesting because they announced it within months of Space Marine 2 coming out. As a result, we really don't know very much about this game's production pipeline. Either way, I wouldn't underestimate how much they have riding on this third game, since although it was fun but relatively uninspired, Space Marine 2 was the highest grossing 40k game ever, and it's very clear from the 500 World Series on the tabletop that Titus and the second company are going to be taking point for the Ultramarines lore going forward. Anyway, all of these games will be coming out in 2026 and the preceding few years, so keep your eye out for news on any of them.